I'm in New Hampshire, and it's vacation time, which means another mountain. And this time it's the tallest mountain on the east coast, from North Carolina all the way back over to the Missouri River. And it's a pretty little waterfall for the moment. I've just started on the trail. The mountain's only about 6,400 feet high, but is known for the world's worst weather, which means they've never been to Dublin. However, there is actually some good reason for it. I did record back in the 1930s the highest wind speed ever on planet Earth on ground level and measured. Because yes, of course there's other higher ground speeds, but at 233 miles per hour, that's quite a lot. And I'm going to be up there tomorrow. But right now, we kind of started off late on the trail, and I'm just headed off to a designated campsite area that will take a special guest of mine that I have along for the trip. Good morning. Wednesday morning. No idea what time it is. That's okay. Yeah, I do have a watch, phone, everything, but we're trail camping. How'd you like last night? I slept the whole night. Didn't even bark at it. I bark at less here than I do back in Brooklyn. Found this nice little, it's the last part of the water before we head to the drier part of the mountain. A beautiful little stream. So I had a nice sound of the falls all last night. It is chilly this morning. We didn't get visited by any critters. So I got dog wander. Seems like an ideal tent location. However, it was downhill the whole night. So it was one of those fights to find that optimum amount of hip room versus dog room versus gear room, and a small enough tent footprint to provide something. And I've probably done a little bit better, but I hiked a little too late last night. So today, dog, still good. We're going to head up to Mount Washington at about, Hugo and I are just on the west side of Flynn Boulder. We stopped for a little bit of breakfast. We're from the Alpine region, which is quite rare in that we're only about 5,000 feet. And usually Alpine stuff is called the 8 grand, 10 grand world, which is compelling for the type of weather that they must have here. Even though right now we're doing pretty nice, it's just clouds. But to create that type of environment here on the East Coast is something else. I had some fellow hikers pass by a couple minutes ago, and they were saying yesterday Mount Washington's reporting 65 mile per hour winds. I swear to God, they're all making it up. How are we doing, dog? Sherpa, Hugo, let's go. Come on. Hugo's having a good time with the rocks here. About here for his feet, though. A lot of quartz up here. But he's not minding at the moment, and he likes to go out for the vistas. I'm on Davis Trail right now. That's Mount Washington, just behind the clouds. From my standpoint, you can barely make it out. The radio antenna towers and the house sits up there, and apparently 300 tourists because there's a road. What do you think of the road? That's right, no road for us. Rocky trails all the way. Well, it's almost depressing. We have here 6,200 something feet. Hugo did it really well, and this last part was really rough. A lot of sharp rocks and cracks. But it's really depressing finding a road, parking lot, and no view. How American. Well, it took me 3 hikes up to Omo before I got a view out of that. But I hear there's hot dogs and coffee and hopefully some more water for the dog. And we'll continue on from our day. But welcome to the highest point on the East Coast and Mount Washington. From Sherpa Hugo, navigating the rocks. He didn't like my way, so he found his way. He was a president. He's got a monument in D.C. He even has a coin. And now, at the top of his mountain, Mount Jefferson, in New Hampshire. And the sun's been trying to peek out, but the brochure says for the entire area, views not always guaranteed, and certainly not today. Hugo's doing well. Still moving. little bit slower. About, excuse that for the tilt, 4:45, and we're headed down to Madison. Perhaps not the mountain today, but maybe tomorrow, and that'll set us up. But right now, this should be the highest point that we can encounter for today. It's not going to be sunset, but look at that. All the different shades of blues, pinks, and with the clouds coming up above or behind Mount Adams, as in Samuel Adams. There's like a volcano coming up. The sun's just disappeared behind the clouds there, but it's there. That is just beautiful. Welcome to the top of Mount Adams. Good dog. And so some sort of visibility. Not to be confused with Samuel Adams. That's there. And there's no tap on top of it. I asked him once. That's the road going up to the now and all day long covered Mount Washington. And we are headed straight down there. Doggy's about had it. He's protesting. So 0.7 to go, and we're going to take a break tonight. That is amazing. This is the valley below where the car's parked, hopefully still. Come up, that's Mount Washington. Now it's a good time to be up there. That's the evil mountain we had to come down last night, and where Sherpa Hugo decided to turn into Sherpa I don't want to move anymore. That was difficult. But I egged him on with his lake here, which is where we camped out last night. And once the sun comes up a little bit more after some breakfast, we're going to head up to that mountain there, down and follow that ridge line all the way down into the valley and off to the car. It's cold. Probably just at the freezing level. My fingers are really starting to freeze up a bit. There she is. Sunrise, 6:25 a.m. 5,000 feet, just off the base hill of Mount Washington. That's worth getting up for. What do you think? You want to get a move on. And breakfast. Wow. This is the top of Mount Madison, and it is a tremendous view today. Just a light breeze up here. Fog's covering the valley where the car is. We're making our way down shortly. There's Mount Washington. There's that horrible mountain that Hugo never wants to do again. A little crag off to the right there is Sam Adams Mountain, no beer keg included, and pretty rocky ride on the way up here. But first thing in the morning is our last climb of the day as well, so we get it over with. And very beautiful with the clouds in the valley. Going to sit down and have a little breakfast. The dog's already ate, get him some water. He's being a good Sherpa, taking a rest there. And then we'll make our way down. Very pretty. We've exited the Alpine region and entered the foliage region. This is beautiful. I'm very happy, if only because Hugo doesn't have to punish his feet so much with those rocks up there. He's no complaints from him, but even his pads look good. But I was like, every time you touch one of those rocks, it was these sharp braids on there you could barely see, until I had the headlight on last night trying to get to one of the tent sites. You could see the quartz just sparkling from it, and this granite, and it was just extremely, it was very sharp. So I can imagine after a few more days of this, he would be in bad shape with his paws. But otherwise, he's doing very well. He's ahead of the pack now, taking the lead and enjoying it. Good boy.